I forgot to record. I just realized that. A lot of times your events can be curated to real estate. Sometimes it's local events. Sometimes it's stuff that's just surrounding you, or maybe the Facebook algorithm has seen you attend other events, so it puts new events in front of you. I like the events page for real estate agents because if there's something going on in your local community or something near you, and you want to be kind of the mayor of your town, not like literally the mayor of your town, but you want to be kind of the purveyor and the source of information, this is a great way to share, hey, what's going on this weekend? Or, hey, did anybody see this? I'd love to attend. Would anybody want to go to this? Just a really great way to connect with your community. So I love the events tab. You can save and favorite certain things, like maybe it's a post or something like that. You can put that under your favorites. If I click on my favorites, it'll go to any really post that I've ever saved. You can do fundraisers, which I'm sure everybody's seen on Facebook. It's just really like kind of the catch-all for if you needed anything on Facebook, you can find it usually here. Pages is a good one, pages too, because so disregard this. I am not with Chicago Title anymore, but I have not deleted that page. I used to be with Chicago Title. I am not with them anymore. But these are some of the pages that I manage, and these are some of my past clients. They just haven't taken me off as a manager of the page. But if you do manage multiple pages, or if you're running, a team page and an individual agent page, you can go to pages and this is where it will be. But just know, if you ever get lost on Facebook, go home, which is this button, and then you can navigate anything really from here. Okay. Okay. So I want to touch on the security thing before I forget. So up in the upper right-hand corner, this is really, really important. And everybody's like, oh, I don't have to worry about security on it because I only have 200 people following me. I promise you, it happens to the smallest accounts and to the biggest accounts. So I would just make sure it's on and you do it. But you're going to just go to account, and you're going to go to settings and privacy, and click settings, and then security and login. And what's going to happen is it's always going to tell me like where I'm logged in at, my past logins, my login info. This is the most important part that I want you guys to see. So making sure that this says on, okay, it's two-factor authentication. It essentially, anytime you log into your Facebook, it'll ask you from like your device or from somewhere else on like your email or whatever, either for a 6-digit code or for an authorized login. So whenever I log into my Facebook account, I always have to click like 3 buttons on my phone, which is fine, because if it's somebody who is trying to log into my account and steal my account, but they don't have that two-factor opportunity through my phone, they're not going to be able to get in. So always make sure that this is on. Okay. Again, I'm just going into the upper right-hand corner, settings and privacy, settings, and then security and logins. Okay. And making sure that this two-factor authentication is on. Okay. I also turn on extra. So if for some reason somebody's trying to log into my account and I'm not doing it, then I know that I've likely had a breach, but you're way less likely to have breaches if you have that two-factor on. Okay. So do this first. If you have an account for a long time, if you don't have an account and you're starting a new one, always do that first. Okay. In this upper right-hand corner, you're also going to be able to access your other settings, your other privacy opportunities. If you're having problems with your account, you can do help and support, your display settings, obviously logging out, and then you can also switch between profiles. So as you guys could tell, I manage a lot of different pages on my Facebook page, just based on like other task clients and stuff. So I can look at all the profiles that I manage and am a part of, and I can decide to switch between those profiles because I'm already logged in. So if I wanted to go in and manage Mike's account, I could click this and it'll automatically switch me to that page, and I can start posting as his business. Hopefully that makes sense. Caitlin, any questions so far?
So far, we are all good.
Perfect. I don't want to go too fast, but I know it's basic, so I don't want to go too slow either. Okay. So I'm going to go back home because this is just kind of where I want to live for you guys right now. And kind of run through what this looks like as well as what these are. So this is your Messenger. Okay. Messenger is great. On your phone, if you're running Facebook from your phone, Messenger is going to have a separate app. Okay. So if I click on Messenger on my phone, it's going to automatically open up that second app. If you don't have Messenger app downloaded, it'll prompt you to download that second app. Okay. Messenger is probably the most effective thing for you as far as conversion. And the only reason I say that is everything, when it comes to any social media platform, relationships go deeper in the DMs. Okay. So if you're posting something on your Facebook page and it's really interesting, or you're posting something on your stories or whatever it is, and somebody comments on it, and you can tell that they might be inquiring on more information, or maybe they're asking the location of where your new listing is, or whatever it is, that's when you have the opportunity to open up that Messenger and send them a DM and get them some more information. And it's just a great additional way to build trust, to build one-to-one conversation without having it to be so public with everyone else. So your Messenger is really important if you have Facebook, and if you're using Facebook, I definitely encourage you to use Messenger as well. Angie says, can more than one person manage a business page? Yes, absolutely. So what I would suggest is, if you are the owner of a page, and you have like people on your team, or a social media manager, I would say make them an editor of the page. I would not make them an owner of the page, because life happens, business happens, changes happen. And I've seen a lot of times where somebody will be an owner of a page and not necessarily be the owner of the team or owner of the brokerage. And they leave that company and essentially hold that Facebook page hostage. So yes, you can have a manager, you can have an editor, you can have all of those people, you can have an owner, but I don't suggest more than like one owner of a page if it's your specific business. Obviously, if you're co-owners or something like that, it's different. But even then, I've seen team owners where it was a 2-person team lead, and they split, and then they fought over that Facebook page. So it can be a little bit mushy if I'm honest about it. So just be careful when you're going into page management. So if you're setting up a business page and you're managing a business page, it'll allow you to invite people as collaborators or editors, but I would just be very careful of anybody that you add as an owner. Hopefully, Angie, that answers your question. Okay, so the other thing is over here. So you have your Messenger, and then you have your notifications. Your notifications come through when somebody's engaged either with a post, somebody's posted something that I've told Facebook that I want to be notified about. So if I go up here and I look at it, I looked and it says, so I scheduled a post on one of my pages that I manage in Title Nerds, and I scheduled it last week, and all it's telling me is that that post was published. And then I'm also in a couple of private groups. So Copy and Contracts Community, somebody posted there, and I have notifications on for that group. And then it's also telling me that my boss just commented on my boss's boss posts, because I have a notification for both of their posts when they do post. So it's just like little things of updates. So if you are, this is a great spot to kind of give you an example. So if I go to, they kind of banter, so I apologize, but like if I go to Justin, and let's say I really want to see Justin's stuff, or Justin's like information or whatever it is, like I can turn on notifications for this post, but I can also turn on notifications for anything that he posts if I want. And that's a really great thing. So if you have a prospect or have somebody who you're converting or whatever it is, and you want to see their stuff, you can easily so when you become friends with somebody, you can tell them if you want to see some of their stuff, if you want to see all of their stuff, if you don't want to see any of their stuff. You can also snooze friends for 30 days, which is kind of fun. So if you're just like, I'm over this person, you can totally do that as well. And that's kind of, it's kind of nice if you're a little bit overwhelmed by the platform in general. Where I have another question. Oh no, you're fine. You didn't miss any others. It's okay. I'm keeping an eye on it, so no worries. Okay, so I'm going back home. Okay, so let's talk about the structure of your actual feed. Okay, so up at the top, you have stories. So these stories are phenomenal. If you're familiar with Instagram, stories are such a great way to just build camaraderie in your day-to-day with your friends, your family, and the people that already follow you. Okay, this got big on Instagram, mostly because of Snapchat. So Snapchat was kind of like the purveyor of the 24-hour information and then the disappearing. Okay, and then Instagram implemented it into their platform. And now because Meta owns Facebook and Instagram, they moved it over to Facebook, and it didn't really catch on really fast with Facebook, but now it has. And essentially that's what it is. So a post lives forever. So down here, this post is going to live forever. Your stories are only going to live for 24 hours. But it's a great thing for you to be posting your stories on what's happening in your day-to-day. I always say your stories aren't like big events usually. Your stories are just what's going on. Something fun happened. You're touring a house really quick, or you had something come up and you just wanted to kind of put it in your stories. It wasn't something that you really thought was big enough to put as a full post. But these are the most relatable things that you can post are stories. And to do that, you would create a story. You would hit create a story. You can create a photo story. You can create a video story. You can create a text story. For me on here, I can't create a video story because I'm on my computer and I'm utilizing my camera right now with you guys. So if I was going to create a video story, I'd likely do that from my phone Facebook app. But here I can create a text story. Maybe it was just a review from a past client who just had such an amazing thing to say. Anytime I create a text story, it's usually my daughter saying the most crazy things. It's fun, but it's just super relatable, super fun and wonderful and on the go. The one thing I want to share with you as far as a story goes, be very cautious of like sharing something that was created to be a post. So understand that stories are very vertical, okay? Posts are not. They're more created to be more horizontal. So this is reel in the feed. So it would be more horizontal, but posts were more created to be horizontal, whereas stories were created to be more vertical. So if you decide to share a post to your stories, it's not going to format right. It's not going to look the same. It might be hard to read. So that's why those two different platforms of sharing are great, because you can share one thing one way, you can share it a different way, but I just would suggest if you're going to do stories, do them vertically. If you're going to do reels, do them vertically as well. If you're going to do posts, that's more of a place to do either a square or a slightly horizontal post. And it's really important to do that, not only for, well, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the biggest ones is client or consumer or family and friend, the usability of the app, the pleasantry of using it and understanding and being able, like being not negatively affected. What I mean by that is if I'm watching a reel and it's horizontal, or if I'm watching a story and it's horizontal, for my eyes and my brain, that's not how the platform was made. So it's not going to deliver it to me in the best possible way for me to understand what's going on. So I'm likely going to swipe, or I'm going to move past it. Okay. And why that's important is when we do stuff like that and people swipe past our information, we lose the algorithm's opportunity for them to put that information back in front of us. Hold on. Caitlin, are you there?
Yeah, I just wanted to hop in and say something as simple as tailoring the layout of your post, whether it's a post or a story, and knowing what size and whether it should be mostly tall or mostly wide, that in itself can provide so much professional credibility because it looks good. It looks sleek. And that can go a really long way. So just knowing those dimensions. And once again, if you ever have any questions or help with that, we'll probably get into it along later or one of our other classes. But you can always reach out.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important to just realize, like, people are coming onto this platform to have an experience. And if they're experiencing your content in a way that doesn't necessarily make sense to how the platform was created, they're not going to have a great experience. And that's why we lose followers. Okay. And that's why sometimes people will jump on their feed and be like, I'm not seeing the same people that I saw before. And what that likely means is you've probably gotten annoyed by their posts and have scrolled right by them and have not interacted with them for a while. And Facebook's like, well, these guys aren't actually close friends, so we're not going to put their information in front of each other. Okay. So be mindful of it, not only when you're posting, but also be mindful of it when you're scrolling and you're interacting with these people. You don't want to scroll right by if it's somebody you want to see their post from. So if I'm sitting in here and I want to interact with Shauna and I want to see her stuff over and over and over again, I'm likely going to sit here, I'm going to read the post, I'm going to, interact with it on one of the emojis. And if I'm really wanting to try to make sure that her stuff is in front of me, I'll likely write a comment. If I really want to give the algorithm notification that this is a person I want to stay in front of, I'll then like, comment, and send her a DM. Okay, it's just a great way to curate your feed and let Facebook know, hey, this is somebody who I want to see all of their stuff from. Okay. And it's become an incredible spot because you have the opportunity to do posts, right? You can do posts, like traditional posts, which Facebook kind of was known for. You can do a live video on here. So if you wanted to go live at an open house, or if you were doing a interview with Caitlin and Brandy on Tidal and you wanted to do that live for all of your people, you could go live here, which would be awesome. You can do a story, which is that 24-hour opportunity. You can do a reel, which is, video, it's short form video, so it's short in length video, but it stays on your feed forever. So there's so much opportunity and space to really create the Facebook platform that you want, whether it be inside of your groups, whether it be on your post feeds, whether it be curating from your pages, or diversifying your content. I think the diversification of content and doing stories, reels, posts, live videos, shareable links, stuff like that is really important to keeping people excited and wanting to continue to see your information on your Facebook page. The reason I say that is a lot of agents get into the repetition of just posting, they're just closed and they're just listed and they're under contracts. And to a consumer, all they're seeing is the same post over and over again, even if the house is different. And we don't want to lose our people. So the more engaging we can be with our content, the more diversification that we can have in the type of content we're sharing, the more successful we will be with actually posting and getting traction on our Facebook pages. Make sense? Cool. Do we have any other questions? I saw another one come in. Where do you click to post again? Oh, Natalie. So if it's on your desktop, you're going to click here. So it's always going to prompt you to say, it's going to say what's on your mind, and you're going to click here. And this is where you're going to really kind of start. So you will have the option to type a caption. So hello. And then from there, you're going to navigate what you're going to post down here. So if you wanted to post a photo from your desktop or a video from your desktop, I can either drag the photo or video into here, or I can click it and it's going to open up my desktop and my downloads for me to add. So this is just a photo. So I will add this. So I have an example here. And then what you're going to do is, I love this spot because it allows you to really kind of give some bam to your post. So if you like this, so a post like this, I would actually tag my coworkers who I work with, my other marketing and technology directors. So if I click this, it'll allow me to tag all of the people that I work directly with, hit done. Those people are tagged. If I want to tell them I'm like super excited about what I'm posting, I can hit excited. If I want to tell them where I am, right now I'm in Livonia, Michigan. It's not wonderful. So don't visit if you don't have to. I mean, it's not terrible. It's like Ohio. Don't visit there either. That's where I live. If you, I already have like an image in there, so it's not going to allow me to add a GIF. Life event doesn't make sense. And I'm already just doing it as a post, so it's not going to let me go live. But these are great ways to kind of give oomph to your actual post. And then inside of here, I can type a caption. Join me for a class on the Instagram, on like Instagram Reels, right? And then I can go into details. And then for Facebook, I do add hashtags. A lot of times I'll only do like 3 to 5 hashtags. But I'll do our like hashtag for our group of people is my title nerds. So I'll add that. I'll add WFG national title. I'll add probably hashtag Instagram Reels or hashtag short form video. And that's kind of like the whole of a post is your caption. For you guys, if you're posting something where you need somebody to get feedback or you need somebody to attend a class or something like that, a call to action is really great to add, but it's a caption, hashtags, tagging people or areas. When you tag an area, it's really great. It gives like, so if I was going to do this class and let's say it was in Pennsylvania, I would likely tag where I was going to do that class in Pennsylvania. So it kind of gets everybody around that. And then I would do my hashtags, either a picture or a video, tag other people, all of those things. And then I just hit post for a complete post. And I'm also going to delete that because that doesn't make sense. So Caitlin, go for it.
I just wanted to mention that in that caption where she wrote, hello, join me for a class on Instagram Reels, hashtag my title nerds, that's where you're most easily going to be able to make sure that your posts are in compliance with real estate law. Yep. So we can get to that on another point, but it's the easiest place to do it to make sure that all the information you need to include is included. And that's because social media, while they haven't done a full in-depth analysis on like how to be compliant with it, they have stated that anything you would do regular advertising or print advertising wise, you need to continue to do on social media as well if it's for real estate business. So that's where you'd want to put your brokerage, your brokerage phone number, your phone number, and we can get on that a little further if you want to know personally what information you might want to include. And of course you can ask your brokerage, they should know, and if they don't, they can always reach out and I can give them my personal experiences.
Yeah. And it's different everywhere. So in Arizona, when we did a post, as long as their actual like host account, so as long as my profile said my like if I was an agent, as long as my profile said my brokerage, it was very clear and apparent that in like the about section, it said my brokerage, it said my address, up here it had my logo, it said realtor somewhere. I didn't have to put it on every post, but that was Arizona. So when you're looking at different types and different compliance and stuff like that, it's just really great way to just look at it and know what is required. So if you do need it on every post, great. But if you don't, because you're covering your bases on your profile and on your business page, and if I'm posting as Allie and I'm covered on compliance, I might not have to add it to every post because they can find all of that information on my profile. But Pennsylvania might be different. So just know the standards as to which your area is requiring compliance. Okay. And then as far as that goes, I'm gonna stop here for basics. If that's okay, Caitlin, and I'm just going to take any questions and then we'll do a part 2. We'll go into profile, we'll go into best practices of sizing of posts. And then Caitlin and I will come up with additional information for like a part 2 Facebook 101. But we wanted to keep this short and sweet, so we didn't keep you guys for too long. Hold on, I have a couple other Q&As here. I didn't plan on what we're doing all completed about section. Yeah. What's the benefit of hashtags? So Delaney, real quick on the benefit of hashtags, it's not going to get you more people seeing your post. essentially it tells Facebook, same thing on Instagram. It tells Facebook and Instagram what your post is about. So ideally, if you're posting, like if I'm posting about a class, I don't want to just use a trending hashtag that doesn't make sense for the class. I want to make sure that I'm using a hashtag that makes sense for that class. So that way Facebook knows what this is about. I'm hosting a class, specific area. It's about my company. So it's obviously a business post. So it might go more in front of business people versus my friends and family, stuff like that. So it's kind of like, I always call it, I don't know how old you are, but like, what was the system at the libraries when we were younger? Was it the Dewey Decimal System?
Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, it was a Dewey Decimal System. It was kind of like that, where it just categorizes your posts into the feed, and it really just helps Facebook know what that post is about. So if you're not using relevant hashtags, you're doing yourself a disservice. So always make sure that they're relevant, branded, very on-topic hashtags, but you don't need more than 3 to 5 of them.
Yeah, it's kind of like your way to communicate with the algorithm, which is, well, it's the algorithm. Everyone knows that Facebook is kind of a mess with that.
Exactly. So next time I'd like to go through basics of a profile, and then I would also like to jump into making sure we have a completed business section. We go through that if you're okay with that, Caitlin. So profile and business section on a business page. Even though I don't think agents should really operate in the business page space as much as I think we do. It's necessary to have a business page if we want to have a business page on Instagram, as well as if we want to collect reviews, which Facebook reviews are really important. And then also just to be a relevant business. People in my age group, millennials and Gen Z, check to make sure that you have some relevancy and some business opportunities on Facebook. So it's really important to be in a personal and business space, even if you're sharing most of your business stuff on your personal page. Make sense?
Absolutely, Allie. And please, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, or if you had something that you really wanted us to cover and we didn't quite get to it, let me know, because we will be doing this series, and we will likely bring back another series that's a little bit more advanced, because there's a lot that goes into social media. I mean, Allie even went over things that I, as a native Facebook user, didn't really realize existed, or didn't realize the value of them until she had mentioned. And that's saying something, because I was born in that generation that kind of grew up with social media. So just don't hesitate. If there's something you want to learn more about, or if there's something that you found real value in, let me know, because that's super helpful for the classes we offer in the future.
Totally. And Caitlin, to your point on that, where you like didn't know certain things existed, I do that same thing too. And that's why you have to re-audit the platform, especially as they change it, because have you ever seen those commercials where they say you're nose blind to the own smell of your house?
Oh, absolutely.
So I think we become almost like app blind, right? So we're spending so much time on Facebook and Instagram and some of these platforms, like whatever app you spend the most time on, when they adjust it a little bit, but not so much that it doesn't look completely different. A lot of times we're like, I didn't even know that this feature was here, but it was just because like they adjusted it, but I didn't go looking for it, right? I was kind of blind to the changes because I was so used to using that app that one way.
Absolutely.
So all I can say is, like, as things come out, so obviously these are basics. We'll do another basics class after this. But as things change, that's where Caitlin and I have the opportunity to come in and share with you guys and say, hey, this is a great opportunity for your business. They just implemented this. And it might be, let's say, because they took away Facebook Marketplace postings for real estate, maybe there's an additional workaround opportunity for real estate that we didn't know about. So stuff like that is where Caitlin and I can bring those opportunities to the table for you guys. And then I had an old business page and they changed it. I don't know how to convert to the new platform. I can't interact on the old one. Christina, one, how old is it? Is it still relevant? Do you have a ton of followers? I'm not sure what the convert to the old versus new platform. I would say if it's not like completely like a huge page that you have, start new. Otherwise, we can kind of dive into it, or I can message Facebook and see if they have a conversion tool. But if it might be easier to start new, that's probably the way that I would go, unless you have like a really huge following on that old business page. But my also question is, if it's an old business page, how long ago have you how long has it been since you've used it? So it might just be worthy to start a new one, but I can go through that. I haven't seen an old business page in a long time, so I would have to at least reach out to Facebook or the help section and figure that one out.
And I can definitely attest to it is, I know it seems a little overwhelming, it seems scary to start a new Facebook page or even a new Facebook profile, but it is actually extremely easy. I don't know if any of you are friends with both of my Facebook profiles, but I created two, specifically one for my personal and my family, because there's a lot of sharing of just really local stuff. And I wanted to keep that more private. And so I made the leap sometime last year to make a whole business Facebook profile. And I remember at first I was just like, oh God, this is going to be such an undertaking to create a whole new one and get the engagement from people to trust me that I'm a real person and not one of those spam accounts. I have hundreds of friends and realtors and lenders on that account. You likely, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you're friends with that account. So it seems daunting. It does. But you can build a following. You can build those connections really easily, so long as you have the tools and resources. And if you need help with that, we can help.
Absolutely. And Caitlin, maybe we jump on with Christina and just kind of look at the old business page and see if we can help her convert it, or at least get her to a place where we can start her anew, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, we will be hosting another one in, was it next month? Or is it
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Not
That's
next
right.
week, but the week
Yes.
after that.
So 2
Same
weeks,
time,
we'll go
same place.
through same time, same place. We'll go through business platform, about section, making sure your profile is complete. Completion of a profile is really important. Actually, completion of a profile is probably the most important thing on any social media platform. So
Absolutely.
LinkedIn, TikTok, everything, because actually it's really great for SEO. But if you don't have a complete profile, Google doesn't like that, and the platforms don't like that. So we'll make sure you have a complete platform and a complete profile. We'll go through business structure on the business pages, and we'll go through profile structure as well. So come ready to learn, and I will see you all in 2 weeks.
Have a great one, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Bye, Brandy.
See ya.